Wassup YouTube, PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our very first Smogon OU team builder on Showdown for Pokemon Sun and Moon. I've been trying to tell myself that I wanted to get into this for a little while as soon as the games came out, so I've been kind of pushing it off. But now I decided, I need to teach myself the new metagame. I need to start teaching myself how some of the new mons work. So I'm here ready to do just that. Now, I am using a new mic, so if the quality seems different or better or worse, depending on how this turns out, please let me know in the comment section below. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and necessary. But we're going to get into the team building process. So when I team build for OU, I like to pick a mon to center the team around. For the most part, in this, I'm probably going to try to pick a few mons that have been essentially centralizing the metagame right now. So, the first Pokemon that I want to scoop up for this squad is probably, in my opinion, one of the best competitive versions of the Tapus, and that is going to be Tapu Lele. I'm really liking Tapu Lele in the metagame. I think Tapu Lele is really, really decent. So I'm going to run Tapu Lele here. And we're going to... It's very interesting to try to determine sets for these Pokemon because of the simple fact that a lot of Pokemon aren't... the metagame's fresh. So it's really difficult to determine what's good and what's not yet until we have a proper chance to really analyze all the new mons within the meta. But I think for Tapu Lele, I've seen a lot of different sets for this thing, but Life Orb is definitely one that I see the most. I do believe that Life Orb is going to be the better set for this thing. Just a matter of determining what move set. I already know for a fact that Moonblast and Psych... Do I do Psychic or Psyshock? Psychic or Psyshock really ends up depending on what the opponent has and what I need most out of Tapu Lele for that matchup. I think Psychic just overall ends up being a better go-to in that case. And then kind of want to throw on Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt mainly because of all the Celesteela running around. Celesteela can switch into a Tapu Lele really nicely, so if I have Thunderbolt, I have something to hit that thing on incoming switch, which I think is a really good idea. As for EV spread, I think I'm just going to go straight 2PD2, 2PD2 for this one, because I know this thing is going to be... This thing, one of the faster Pokemon introduced in this generation, so I definitely think that having one or two speedier mons on the team when everything in the meta is fairly slow for the majority, at least like the majority of the brand new Pokemon are very, very slow. I figure that this is probably my better bet of going with for a spread. I'll just throw the 4 into special defense because why not? As for this fourth move, I kind of want to run Calm Mind, because Calm Mind could be very helpful to us, especially late game. If we can get one Calm Mind up, if we can whittle down the Celesteela a little bit, we can potentially take out the Celesteela, because we'll definitely outspeed it. We can take it out and then move on with the rest of the mowing through the rest of the team. So I think I'm going to go with Calm Mind. Now, speaking of Celesteela, the best thing to back up a Tapu Lele is on the list of things that backs it up really well is definitely Celesteela, due to its really good typing. It's immune to poison types. It resists steel. The only thing it doesn't help us with is the ghost and dark, or the ghost weakness that Tapu Lele suffers from. But we can figure that out with something else. So Celesteela is definitely joining the squad for this one. We're throwing the leftovers on immediately. Definitely leftovers because Celesteela is an absolute tank. We are going to run Protect, Leech Seed, Flamethrower, so we can 1v1 other Celesteela. And I think the best move to run here is also going to be Heavy Slam, because that allows us to hit other Tapus very, very hard. So I want to go 248 because I want that odd number of HP. We're going to go... What types are we trying to eat hits from? We're trying to eat hits from steel types, which are mostly physical. Outside of the Flash Cannoners running around, but I'm not too worried about that. We can eat hits from just about anything, but I think I want to be a little bit more specially bulky. I think I'm going to go max out Def, but I think I might go with a relaxed nature, because I don't need speed on this thing, and I kind of want my Heavy Slams and Flamethrowers to both be doing a somewhat okay amount of damage to whatever I'm trying to hit. So I think that's going to be my best bet for this one. I think I'm just going to throw 4 each into each offensive stat so that we can make the most out of that. So Celesteela and Tapu Lele are our starting points. We still do have ghost typing to worry about. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't like dealing with ghost types. Ghost types, offensive ghost is scary, and Pokemon like Chandelure, Gengar, Mimikyu especially, Decidueye are running around a lot in the metagame, Delmise as well. So I definitely need something to handle the ghost typing. And there's a couple mons that I've been considering for this role. Drampa's on the list. I really, really like Drampa. Gumshoes crossed my mind once, only once, because it's Gumshoes. It's not a good Pokemon. Incineroar crossed my mind already a few times, and I actually am kind of considering it, because it would also help with the fire weakness on Celesteela as well. Resist the dark types. What would... Celesteela helps us with the ground types for Incineroar. We don't have anything to stop the rock types just yet. There's not too many crazy rock types this generation, outside of really Alolan Golem. So we're not too worried about that. Fighting types, we have Tapu Lele, who quad resists fighting. We have no resistance for water yet, but we can work on that. I think Incineroar is really, really piquing my interests for this one. Really piquing my interests. Oh, I forgot about Lycanroc. Marowak doesn't help us for the ghost problem. I want to run Alola Marowak, and that's probably going to be the next team that I build, is around Alola Marowak. But for right now, it's not looking pretty for that one. What do you help us with? The only weakness is ground, which Celesteela covers. Maybe Alolan Muck is looking kind of nice, too. I think I am actually going to go with... I am going to go with Incineroar. I want to use as many newer Pokemon as possible. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And see how it goes. Blaze is the ability because Intimidate is not available yet. What kind of set do I want to run on you, Incineroar? What kind of set do I want? Kind of want to run a bulky banded set, actually. This could be my physical wall breaker, and it does a good job of it. So I just throw max attack with an adamant nature. You're hitting 361, which is actually really, really good. So I can throw HP investment in there. You can eat some hits, and I'm gonna throw 4 into each of your defenses. And look at you, you're a terrifying tiger, Tony the Terrifying Tiger. I'm actually gonna take 4 out of your physical defense, and I'm going to throw 4 into your speed, just in case of any other Incineroars running around that we might be able to outspeed if they're running the same kind of set. Flare Blitz, Darkest Lariat. Earthquake, I think, is a really good coverage move for this thing, because it will OHKO Alolan Golems that are running Galvanize, and if we can break Sashes as well on those, break Sturdies on those Golems, we can one-shot them with that Earthquake. And then U-turn just for the initiative. I think that's a really, really solid thing to have. So that's going to be Incineroar. We need something for water types. We definitely need something for water types, because a really strong water type can just run through this team right now the way it is, and I don't like that. So that's a problem. Water types, water types, water types, water types, water types. There's a lot of good water types. There's a lot of new water types in this generation, which is really nice. I do like water types for this generation. Feraligatr is available, which I think is interesting. Gastrodon, we don't have anything weak to grass yet. We actually have 2 resistances. One's a 4 times resistance to grass. So Gastrodon's considered. Gastrodon is duly noted. I don't really want to run Golisopod because Golisopod doesn't help us with too much. Gives us some... gives us just another rock weakness to deal with, and we don't have anything that really deals with the rock just yet. Mega Gyarados? No. And this is kind of just all the thought process that goes through my head when I'm team building. Lapras, maybe. Like, is this another rock weakness again? Yeah, I don't know, I'm feeling that. Lantern. It's a ground weak. It's another ground weakness. I don't like that. Gastrodon's still looking pretty. So I don't want another electric weakness. I think Gastrodon. I'm thinking Gastrodon because I don't want another fairy on my team, because I was going to consider Primarina, but I don't want another fairy. I don't want to run Pyukumuku on this team specifically. I have plans for Pyukumuku in the future, but not on this squad. Savali, no. Just not feeling Savali. I don't know why. I'm not a huge fan of Savali. I just don't think it's all that spectacular. Yeah, no, I'm definitely... Oh, Wishy-Washy. It's right here. Oh, Wishy-Washy's right here. Do I run Wishy-Washy? I don't know if I run Wishy-Washy. I don't know if I want to run Wishy-Washy. No, it's another electric weakness. I'm going Gastro. I built kind of a team the other day, and it didn't work out all that well, just because I tried to use too many 7th gen Mons, and the synergy on the team just was not all that great, and when it came down to it, I ended up struggling a lot. So I'm going to throw leftovers on you, because you're a chubby little snail, or slug. Scald. Earth Power. Toxic. Recover. Solid. And since we have more of a specially defensive set on Celesteela, I think I'm just going to go physically defensive Gastrodon. Bold Gastro. And throw that last 8 in Spadef. So why not? We're going to go with it. Gastrodon it is. So that gives us a 4 times weakness to grass, but we have 2 resistances. One's a 4 times resistance. I'm trying to cover all of my weaknesses. Let's see. Tapu Lele is weak to poison, which we have covered in Celesteela. It's weak to Ghost, which we have covered in Incineroar. It's weak to... I need to double check these things. I'm going to pull this over here. There we go. Psychic. Fairy. Yeah, it's weak to poison, it's weak to ghost, and it's weak to steel. And steel we have covered in both Celesteela and Incineroar, and actually Gastrodon. So we have 3 things covering the steel weakness, so Celesteelas are pretty much blocked off with this team. I do have to be more careful, though, using Gastrodon, because Celesteelas do occasionally carry Giga Drain for Gastrodons, so that's scary enough. So we have Steel Flying. It's been a while since I've been in competitive, so I need to do some brush-ups. Fire we have covered in Gastro and Incineroar. Electric we have covered in Gastro. That's it. That's it. That's beautiful. Awesome, 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 awesome. Fire Dark. Water we have covered in Gastro with Storm Drain. Fighting we have covered in Tapu Lele, 4 times resisted. Ground we have covered in Celesteela, who's immune. Rock we have not covered yet. But that should be fine. I'm not as worried about that one, so we're fine. Then, of course, just to make sure, water, ground. I know its only weakness is grass, which is a 4 times weakness. But it does resist rock, so we actually do have our rock covered. So we are pretty much free to throw on whatever Pokemon we want, as long as it can fit on the team nicely. So, looking at these Mons, I'm trying to think, what Pokemon do I really want to use, and what Pokemon fits on the team well? I know I want a Grass type because I do have the Fire and Water right here. I also have Psychic and Fairy, so I kind of want a Dragon and a Grass type. So I do want to have the double core team going here. It's a matter of picking which Dragon and which Grass type. I don't want to run Decidueye because I don't want another Ghost weakness on the team, so we're not going to do that. Same with Delmise. Why are, like, a lot of the Grass types this generation? Like, Grass Ghost. I don't like that. Grass Dragon. Do I want to have it both in one? I have 1 resistance to Ice. I don't like Alolan Exeggutor. I don't. Just don't. I haven't really toyed with him all that much, but I'm just not feeling it. It gives me a 4 times weakness to Fire when I have 2 resistances, which is not too terrible, but I also don't want to flood my team with Ultra Beasts, so that's going to be a thing there. Leafeon, maybe. Lilligant, maybe. I'm also thinking about bringing VGC to the channel, so that's going to be something you guys can possibly see in the future. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Parasect is a no every single day of the week. Parasect is a no. Parasect is always going to be a no. Rhodes Raid. Superior. Shinotic. Savali. Tapu Bulu. No. Trevenant. No. Serena. Onion Waifu. Maybe. Whimsicott, and then that's it. Serena does give me a resistance to ground. Does give me a resistance to ground. Gives me access to high jump kick, which is kind of nice. I can honestly scarf it, and I should be fine. Gives me something to stop priority moves. I guess you can't sucker punch this thing. Do I run Serena? Fuck it, I'm gonna run Serena. Give me that Queenly Majesty. We are going to actually 100% scarf this thing. We're going to make it max speed, of course. We're going to Trop Kick, because Trop Kick is a really good move. I don't think it actually gets any other physical grass type moves. It doesn't. We're going to get U-Turn, of course. We're going to get High Jump Kick. And we need another physical attack. It gets Play Rough. Serena gets Play Rough. That's kind of crazy. I did not know that Serena got Play Rough. I think that we're going to be going Play Rough. What does Play Rough help us with? Play Rough hits dragons, which I guess is okay, even though High Jump Kick will also hit the dragons. But Play Rough is good for those Komodos chilling around on the ladder. We can definitely take a hit from Komodo as well. Wow. Yeah, Play Rough. Play Rough will one-shot a Komodo like 9 times out of 10. Max attack. I do want to be Jolly Scarf because I know I need to outspeed things. I'm going to throw an extra 4 points into my defense just in case that helps us live a hit from Komodo. So now we have that covered. That gives us an Ice weakness, which we have a resistance in Incineroar, and it gives us. I'm silly. I don't remember all these things off the top of my head. It gives us a Fire weakness, which we have Incineroar and Gastro. It's 2 Fire weaknesses. I don't like it, but we'll live. Ice weakness, which we have Incineroar. Poison weakness, which we have Celesteela. Flying weakness, which we have Celesteela. Bug weakness, we have in Celesteela. And yeah, Celesteela pretty much covers almost all of Serena's weaknesses besides Fire, which we have Gastro. So we're good there. Now for the Dragon. Now, I really want a Dragon type on this team. I really think a Dragon type is going to be good for this squad. I just don't know which one yet. Trampa, no, just because I don't want another fighting weakness, because we really only have one switch into fighting type moves, and I don't trust that in my life. I just don't like it. It's not something I'm a fan of. I don't like only having one weakness to a typing, and then having multiple weaknesses to it. Says the guy with Celesteela as his like main switch into every weakness. Flying on, I'm just noping right now, even though it has Dragon Dance, I just don't feel it. Garchomp, no. Even though it's faster than like the majority of the metagame. I want to sort. Let's just do it this way. Dragon. Filter it. It's gonna show us post bank, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna show us some post bank, but that's fine. We're gonna ignore the post bank because we're doing pre-bank OU. Mence is available. Druddigon is post bank. Hydreigon's available. That gives us a huge fairy weakness right there, which we do have coverage for in Celesteela. Celesteela is just so tanky though. Celesteela is like one of the best tanks in the metagame right now. Goodra? Goodra is already 100% on my radar. They've blocked Power Construct Zygarde, which is smart. I do like that. That was one of the premier bans that I've seen so far that they were already talking about. Because, let's be honest, it's really good. I honestly think that was my key falling out of my pocket. I apologize. I honestly think that Goodra is my best bet. Goodra, yeah. Goodra it is. Goodra is centralizing the metagame once again. Now, Sap Sipper would be nice because it gives me an immunity to the grass weakness of Gastro while we already have 3 resistances to it. So I'm almost tempted not to run Sap Sipper at all, just because I think that that's a tough one. It's tough. That's really interesting. I don't know. I think Sap Sipper's still my safest bet because Gooey is just kind of there. And it doesn't really take physical hits too fantastically. This is going to be more bulky offensive, so I think Sapsiper's going to stay. So we're going to HP. How's my special attacker to physical attacker ratio? It's kind of really good. It's actually really good, because Celesteela is more mixed. Special, mixed, physical, special, physical, mixed, or special. I think that's fine. I think that'll do. We have a definite solid mixture. So we're going to go Modest. We're going to throw that last little 8 into Spadef. Going to go Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor. I need to go Draco. That's just a coverage thing. We need to run Sludge Wave. With all the new fairies in this generation, it's necessary. We need to run Fire Blast for Celesteela's. And other steel types that would wall this set. And we need... And let's go with Thunderbolt for Bulky Waters. Who want to try to switch in on this thing? Alright, that is going to be the squad for our first OU session of Pokemon Showdown. We have the Life Orb Tapu Lele, Bulky Celesteela, Banded Incineroar, Bulky Ass Gastro, Choice Scarf Serena, and Assault Vested Goodra. So let me know what you guys think about this team in the comment section below. If how the new quality is for the audio, because I'm actually really excited to be using this new microphone. Shout out to my buddy Jared. His brother actually sold me this mic, which is really, really dope. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.